Hi, my name is Paul Martin. I'm in political science, geography, and a minor in Latin American studies. I'm a fourth-year student at Carleton University. I had a general impression that we were going to work on a project regarding Mayan land rights in Belize, but the actual details of the project were somewhat up in the air. From the outside view, that may not seem as a positive, but it actually does bring an experience of adventure to the project. Going to Belize, there was an element of experiencing culture, history, even a degree of language with Mayan people. People will tell you that in Belize they speak English, but English is the second language there. So that's not so much of a barrier, but it is nice to go to a place in Central America for a change, and when you speak English, they will be able to understand you, and you'll have a conversation with local peoples wherever you go, even closer to the Spanish or Mayan parts, and share dialogue towards common goals. In Belize, what you can expect is a combination of work and play to a certain degree. For instance, you'll take in the history of Belize, whether that be Mayan sites or talking with people, or stopping at the few museums they do have there, or simply experiencing the smaller towns in the south where there is a degree of culture and history there. And the most important thing we probably did there was while exploring shared casual dialogues with local peoples, so we could actually gain information in the contemporary sense in order to facilitate our learning projects, which are the core part of the course, and you'll do presentations in Belize and in Canada regarding those. My favorite memory from Belize is, I guess I'll say there's two. Getting off the plane and realizing it's about 45 degrees and you're not in Canada anymore, that was quite a shift. But probably the juice. Yeah, honestly, no. When you go to Loblaws in Canada, they will provide you with a variety of juices, but I don't even like watermelon here, and I do there. And there's so many other juices. Of the fact that every day it's a new color in your cup, and you don't really think too much. You just drink it, and it's awesome. I would recommend 3200 BGInS for students in BGInS, and even if you're not in BGInS like myself, I would recommend it based on the fact that you will gain international work experience with friends. And the purpose of that is that if you travel the world in business, occasionally it can be a lonely world. So to go and do these things while you're young, while you're still learning, and take the actual applications of knowledge that you've gained in your experience at Carleton and take this abroad, I think something that's quite useful, and someone that wasn't in BGInS can still take something from it, which is furthermore even more reason why people in BGInS who have a requirement to fill, I think should take the class. So the fact that I'm an internationally experienced student and I guess employee as well now is something that I take with a great degree of pride, and when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, there's a certainly level of confidence that's associated with that. When you go and travel, it doesn't necessarily matter what you bring, because there's only so many clothes or fancy watches you can put on your body, but it's really the intrinsic knowledge inside you and the character of the person that'll determine the value of the trip and what you get from it. So to see that change and to come back to Carleton afterwards and just sort of recognize yourself after some soul searching was very important to me, and something that I imagine people in a similar spot that I was in the beginning of fourth year will look forward to.